Hello, everyone. I hope that you are all doing well. We are on week 4, containing days 19 to 24. I'd like to make a disclaimer before we start that some of these drawings have been finished prior to the actual day that they were supposed to be released or were released, and I've had to make some changes to the schedule due to some, sudden changes. I still have plans of posting these videos regularly on Sunday and the drawings at a regular pace for the sake of this challenge, and I'll be doing it to the best of my abilities, unless there's some inconvenience where I am not able to post any of these videos on their allocated day, and the drawings as well. And that's it for the disclaimer. Let's move on to day 19 of the challenge. For this day, it was more of a test since I actually finished it on the day I finished Kachi's piece last week. This is the first time I've drawn today's OC Cario in more than 2 years, the last time being the Oceanorous Melody extended play album cover. But I still wanted to experiment with different outfits and some alternations to the hair, still keeping it similar to the original, but changing some things due to the environment. The lighting and the mood of the piece was tricky to figure out. Originally, I was going to make it take place in a sunset or in the middle of the night, but I settled for a sunrise lighting since I favored it and it looked nicer. I also added a retro filter, which helped. I'm not sure if it was the best choice for the piece, but I think to some extent it helped. And finally, I drew some light strings for fun, for some embellishments, like the strings of a harp. And I really enjoyed drawing these strings. They were my favorite part. That's about it for day 19 of the drawing challenge. So here it is, Cario, day 19. Day 20 is dedicated to another art study, this time from Hanakyu, one of my favorite artists. Watching Hanakyu's videos about IBS PaintX really helped me give an idea of what I need to do and how she navigates the program. She used pen fade for the sketch and line art with some sketchy, lashy eyes, big eyelashes. Swirly, wild Hanakyu hair is a must for this challenge. I believe it's very iconic at this point. She used the lasso fill tool and airbrush for shading, left on a multiply layer, and a lot of atmospheric perspective and subsurface scattering, or subsurface shading. For Catherline, I allowed her hair and bubble ponytail to come loose. She originally has a bubble ponytail in her design, but I'm letting it down for this drawing. This also helps me draw that wild Hanakyu hair, just like a bunch of ribbons, as she usually makes it, and make it more lively. I got to use the lasso tool and it helped me with shading, and it's also the first time I've used it in my life, so it was pretty fun to use. For the eyes, I utilized some zigzags and shading, especially for the pupil, which I really loved doing. And finally, there's some overlay for the hair in the background to give a sense of depth for which is closer and which is farther. I really enjoyed drawing this and I learned so much, and it's one of my favorites. So here it is, day 20, Catherline. Both days 21 and 22 are meme redraws. For day 21, I'm drawing over this creature. I keep seeing this forsaken creature everywhere, so I figured I might as well draw it with Kodia. I also experimented with the pen fade from Catherline's drawing the day before. I think I'm still preferring the alcohol marker, but I do want to run a few more tests throughout the series to figure out what to do. There's not much else to say, except for this is Kodia's drawing, a quick meme redraw. So here it is, day 21, Kodia. As I've mentioned earlier, days 21 and 22 are both meme redraw drawings, and they just so happen to be back to back. This time it is a redraw of this Baby Saja picture from K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'm drawing him over one of my OCs, Lamy, from The Killers. By the way, I have seen the movie. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'd rather not go into detail. I tend to write little movie reviews. That's that's not really important here, though. As for Lamy, it's just another quick drawing test. I believe I used the alcohol marker this time in comparison to Kodia's pen fade from yesterday. And that's about it for Lamy's drawing. It was pretty quick, pretty fun. These meme redraws are always fun to do, and very quick and very rejuvenating in a weird way. So here's day 22, Lamy. I was super excited to start day 23 because today I'll be drawing one of my all-time, old-time favorite OCs, Lavish. She's from Major. Of course, she's one of my favorites. It's also a freestyle drawing, so I pretty much got to do whatever I'd like. However, I decided for this drawing to focus on the eyes, shading, and colors, taking what I've learned from the Hanakyu study, though I'm still unsure on whether or not I should use that pen fade. I overall really enjoyed this. I missed making these storytelling-focused drawings, especially for the ones I had to do this week. They weren't as storytelling-focused, and I missed having that intense aspect that I really love implementing in my works. And that's about it for day 23, Lavish, one of my personal favorites from the series so far. Again, here it is, day 23, Lavish. Our last piece for this week and day 24 of the overall challenge belongs to one of the Oceanurus OCs, Leun. Her side profile was difficult to construct at first, but I was able to fix things and change some proportions to match the length. I wanted to start finding pens I'd start using more, some trusty, handy supplies that I could look back on, as well as some shading for the eyes. Despite Lavish's successful attempts of shading eyes, Leun's was a lot trickier, and I'm still a bit unsure of what to do with it. I added some colors in the background, some blues, greens, oranges, some turquoise/teal, and I'm quite happy with it. It's not my favorite piece, but for what it's worth, I think I did alright. And everything is zooming past Leun as she's being left behind in the shadows. It's another storytelling piece that, while isn't one of my favorites, I still had a good time with it, and was able to experiment with some pens and some lighting. So here's day 24, Leun. As for this week, I didn't think doubling my pace, nor working on these pieces at a much different pace would really work out, but surprisingly, it did. Despite the changes that came with this week's prompts and drawings, I still want to keep these drawings full of life and soul, as I had from the very beginning, and as I intend to keep it from these drawings and even after the series is over. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see you all for week 5. Wishing you all the best, and, well, bye.